Oh.
our time.
Yeah, till
Yeah.
8:30.
You have to be
8:30 is
that-
when you,
Yeah.
you know, we pay for so much, we only,
You don't, you
they
only,
won't give you any extra time.
Huh?
don't you love wearing masks?
I do.
All right, all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty, welcome everybody. Okay, I'll look for a motion to approve the agenda if there's no additions.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Now, first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Approve the minutes from January 6th.
I went through them and they were fine, so I'll make that motion.
Seconded.
So first and a second, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Alrighty, approved claims.
I'll let you guys,
Well, they did, yeah, you guys go, cause
No.
they had, they.
all right,
they didn't
well,
have
on, the general, I had 428,245.55. 428,245.55, and for drainage, I had 49,658.61. 49658.61.
I'll second that.
Go ahead, first, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. General public concerns. Anyone here? All right. We're gonna move down to the, fairgrounds. Fair board. Okay.
Yeah.
Morning. Made a little packet for everybody. See what we got here. Well, I'm Jeff Hazelhoon. I'm the president of the Humboldt County Fair. And I have Jeff Halverson and Kevin Cordray with me. They're both officers of the fair also. We put together a letter and basically it says, we would like to request funding for the Humboldt County Fair in the amount of $30,000. That's what we received in the past, and it was approved by unanimous decision of the board to request that again this year. 12 of our 16-member board attended the annual fair conference in December 13th through the 15th in Des Moines, where we prepared for our 2025 county fair. We secured contracts for events and entertainment, and we continue to have a full board. We had one resign off the board, and we have a new member, Judd Voth. In 2024, we installed a new regulation size horse arena in the infield. I think you probably all driven by and seen it. The engineers, we had it elevation shot so we could know how much to build it up to keep the area dry. Then we had semi loads of clay provided by Sand Construction hauled in to give us a uniform base. We used a dozer with GPS to give the elevation slope we needed for drainage. John Warren also hauled in sand gravel mix for on top of the arena, and that can be graded before the events and allow the arena to be used in multiple types of conditions. The fair board installed the new posts, continuous fence panels and gates. Kevin Cordray was our lead on that, and he did a super job. Everything came out perfect. We installed 4 new light poles in the infield around the arena with new underground wiring. The installation of the new arena will allow for safe experience during the events at the fair. This project was needed for safety and efficiency in our is our primary concern. We also continue to make our annual repairs to the buildings and grounds as we need. I've enclosed a copy of our latest draft of the events for the Humboldt County Fair. And this is a draft, things could change. I've also included the economic impact of county fairs from a state fair association from our meeting in Des Moines. And it lets you show how much fairs do bring to each community. Also, I gave you this year a copy of the conference that we attended. Shows you kind of some of the instruction that we go through, just like the board here takes instruction from others. We do the same thing for our industry. The other thing we did was we have a list of the other 2025 fair dates in Iowa, as well as our mission statement. The fair would like to thank you for your continued support for the Humboldt County Fair. As our mission statement states, we believe keeping the community and youth involved will allow continued success for our fair and continue to benefit the community in many ways. So what do you guys want to go over this schedule with them? Or I can. One thing.
You're a good speaker, Jeff.
Well, I'm in the chair, I guess, right now, so. You know, we come in on Tuesday and we do a lot of our 4-H events. And so we're already there at the grounds on Tuesday. So we're moving our fair up to Tuesday night in front of the grandstand is where we're gonna have our queen contest. And we're also gonna have our carnival start that night too, which is a little newer. And to get like a kickstart for the carnival, the fair board's gonna pay for wristbands for any children that come to the queen event. And after the queen event, they'll get a wristband to ride the rides from 7 to 9 that night free on the fair board. So trying to get more people to start coming to the fair earlier in the week. We are gonna move Wednesday night will be the in the South Event Center will be our 4-H night. That's when you'll have the fashion review and all the 4-H reports and awards. That'll be inside in the air conditioning and our stage inside. And the reason we're doing that is the queens on that night, on Tuesday night, I don't know, you've been there, you sit there through a lot of stuff and I think like they're melting before they get on stage. This should get our queen contest up and going fairly quickly. And a little Mr. Misters and all that. So we're thinking dividing it up, we're gonna have a little more time for them, but yet keep it moving for the public. And then Wednesday night, we're also gonna give out a $5 carnival game ticket. There again, for any kids that come into that event and stay there as they leave, then they'll get this game ticket. And we're trying to support our carnival. As you know, there's about 15 carnivals in the state of Iowa that supply carnivals. July is the big month. There's 106 fairs and festivals in the state of Iowa. So if you do the math, that's about 60 carnivals, 60 spots. There's about 46 that aren't going to get a carnival. We've secured a carnival for many, many years now. We have a good relationship with them. So we're going to continue to help support them so that they can stay coming to our fair. Thursday night, we have on the grandstand a Papa Bear Norton, and he's a comedian, singer. Him and his buddy, they sing back and forth. Pretty redneck, but it's hilarious. We got to see him at state convention a year ago, and anybody that wants to come to a free show and doesn't mind a laugh, they need to come to that one because that's going to be a real good one for us. Then Friday night, we're doing our grandstand, we're doing the truck pulls, and we're gonna go with that local truck pulling association. We just haven't got the attendance out of the tractor pullers that we wanted. You know, it seems like they break. We had a couple burn up a couple years right by the IV coming into the fairgrounds. So we're gonna get a lot of hooks that night. It should be a good event, and we'll have our locals then too. So we have a country concert again Saturday night, and our committee is working on that right now. I don't think we have anybody nailed down yet, but we've made some offers. The guy we had last year performed at the Canadian Country Artist program this year, a couple weeks ago. 2 years ago. Yeah, We had him 2 years ago. Yeah, but he performed a couple weeks ago. So the committee that's picking out these concerts, picking out some really talented guys that are just going right up the ladder. So we're pretty excited about that. We'll have another good country concert this year. And then Sunday night, we have our Tough Trucks. You know, that's a tradition for us. It's pretty crazy, but we like it. And then Monday, we'll have our livestock show, and every year it seems like we bring more and more money in for our kids. We have some great boosters that buy a lot of livestock at the fair. And a tremendous amount of money goes back into the community to those kids from our boosters that buy that livestock. So we're pretty excited about that. You have any questions for us?
I think that change you made on that Tuesdays was a good change.
Yeah. I think it's gonna, from what the girls say, they think they can get it done about a half hour, 45 minutes. We started a little earlier too. We're gonna go at 6 o'clock. That gives us a full hour before the arm bands start. And I think the carnival's set up. They're there. They come from Webster City. They pull the Humboldt. So it's a short pull for them. They're all set up, ready to go. Why not have them operating? And the lights and everything up in the air seems like that's what everybody knows the fair's in town. So
Mhm.
kind of stimulate the economy, I guess.
Well, another thing too, is the enhancement to that schedule change, we have the fair queen right at the top of the fair.
Third the whole fair.
Yeah,
Instead of waiting for Wednesday.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, and that came out, the horse show, you know, is on Wednesday, so that's kind of nice to have her in, because there's a lot of trophies and things to hand out. That's a whole day show, so.
Mhm.
And with everything that's going on, we're not gonna be able to have the helicopters back. It's busy enough without the helicopters coming, but we'll see what we can do for next year with them. They wanna come back, but it just seems like it was pretty busy for us, so.
We kind of ran out of room with that. They were staged closer to, the grandstand area, and every time they'd land and take off,
It's loud.
you couldn't hear nothing. Yeah,
And they were in and out a lot.
oh, yeah.
Do you make good money off them? I mean, you make good money doing that or not?
We get a percentage over a certain amount, and we've gotten a check every time we've had them.
Mhm.
It's not a lot of money, but it's well worth our time. And there's no risk for us, you know, so if they don't make their quota, we just don't get a check.
Yeah, you're not out.
No, we're not out anything. We have guys that hose down the grass, and it's amazing how those blades dry that out, and they can actually start that green grass on fire if you don't keep it wet. So, yeah, just one of those little sidebars of all the little things we get to do during the fair.
Didn't know that one.
Yeah, yeah.
I see on Saturday you got the open show for all of us gardeners that get to bring our stuff down to try to win a ribbon so we can talk trash to the other people.
You know, it's becoming more and more popular.
It is.
And we're excited about that because that's not the state fair yet, but we're getting there, huh?
We have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's all about community and bringing people together, and that's what we're trying to do.
All right, thanks, Jeff. for your
Yep,
presentation.
yep, thank you.
Thank
you.
All right, we're gonna jump down here for the treasurers. You ready? Nope, you're not the treasurer. She's across the hall. Yeah. I seen you sitting over here. Huh?
I'm Diane. Nice to
Yeah.
meet you, Rick.
What office do you work at?
One that doesn't cause a lot of problems.
Actually, yeah.
I'll take that.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you're the only one with an open window, so they all come down there.
You know, it's direct.
Traffic directors. For the most part,
Yesterday was really nice. It sure.
was it good?
Yeah.
Good. I came and dropped my stuff off and left. I didn't wanna have to wear a mask the whole time.
I two biscuits and gravy, hoping it was good.
I wore my mask while I was making it. How's that? I wash my hands all the time. My hands feel like, oh, you'd not believe it, just healing. Because between, if I don't do that, then I went through a whole container of sanitizer stuff.
It's because your mom ordered on.
Well, I was really, really afraid because I had to take her to the Wolf Clinic that
She's
Monday.
Do you guys?
And thank God I didn't give her off the report. Usually I always hug her, and say goodbye, and I don't,
Is that it?
that was it, yeah, she.
That might be it
I
right
agree.
there.
Faithfully.
I don't know.
And
Oh,
Leon
I
hasn't
think
got it yet, I've just been down the
Yeah,
basement, and then when I was around.
Tiny, tiny friendly one.
It's an itty bitty tiny.
So
Never
so
mind.
I'm just thankful that, yeah, I know.
False alarm.
That it. But, man, they need new,
Yeah,
Order?
toner or something, man, I can't see it without with my glasses.
Tiny lips.
Yeah,
Faint.
Yeah.
prescription print.
My prescription don't get it, I gotta take.
She had pen off of the copy for her.
Oh,
She gave them all to us.
But
You tried.
I heard there was quite a few that did attend though yesterday. Yes and no,
Church attendance was down, but the fellowship was.
well, that's good. So they pretty much all came from church down there, okay, good.
No, that's the one,
Yeah,
I didn't know if it was, it's north of, Bradley and Blacktop, so that'd be area code. Months.
Mike's, okay.
Morning, Jana.
Give it to Mike.
Yeah, we're ready to take your report.
Okay, so I printed out the semi-annual report for you. I don't know if you have any questions, it's pretty self-explanatory. It'll tell you the receipts and the disbursements. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it before.
Can you make it bigger next time?
yeah.
Wish I could make it darker.
darker,
Isn't it?
darker
Yeah,
would
it'd
be
be
nice.
nice
Yeah.
too.
Darker and bigger one, her.
Yeah.
It's that whole solution stuff.
It is,
Sometimes they're
and
just,
it's as dark as I can get it, but yes, I know, you gotta have a magnifying glass there.
so is it the back page that tells pretty much the summary of all of it?
Yes, so it's gonna give you if you look at, you'll have your expenses towards the bottom. So that's gonna tell you all your expenses that we've had. And then the top part is gonna be your revenue. And then what we have outstanding for auditors warrants that have not gone through.
Which is,
I mean, yeah, it's just, the totals are there, so.
Well, our revenues are $23,690.88, or $8,882.79, and our disbursements are $23,682.45, so not much of a difference then. Am I looking at that right?
Yep. And then, I mean, you'll see the breakdown, so the general fund, everything on the left side is gonna tell you which fund it's coming out of. So,
some of it goes back to the cities and schools, right?
right,
Right.
yeah,
Hey, you can see the,
and that's where you can see it on the side. So like if you look on the back side, you're gonna see the revenues of the taxes, the repeat taxes, all the breakdowns of all the departments and funds.
Any other questions?
No. I make a motion, we accept it for what, as it's printed.
I'll second that.
Go first and second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we'll do
Just sign this, you know, I'll just put it in front.
this back page probably.
Yeah.
Okay, now jump it up, back up to the Bode Public Library.
I don't think they're on the wall.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're out in the hall.
there's somebody else in the hallway.
I thought I saw Julie when I came in.
You're up.
We're up. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Lord, Julie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, we're from the Humboldt County Libraries. For those of you who don't know me, probably just a couple of you.
Yep.
Okay, everybody knows who I am. I'm Julie Larson, by the way, for the people in the back. I'm the director here in Humboldt at the library, and I'm the director of Renwick. And so we're just here to visit with you about the libraries and everything that we do for the community to help keep it strong and to keep it going. We're really busy. Let's just put it that way. I know Renwick is just as busy, and so are our smaller libraries. Everybody has kind of their own niche and what we do to help people. We appreciate your help last year and this year during the fiscal year. It really makes a difference. As we all know, costs for everything continue to go up, especially things that are beyond our control. Utilities for one, an expensive piece. Our technology upgrades are another, part of our business that really keep us going. And just some fun things that we do. The summer reading program is all inclusive. It's from babies. In fact, we'll even register expectant moms all the way up to adults. So we have programming for the itty bitty kids, or your medium-sized ones, and then we would have programming for the adults that comes with reading challenges that they all can participate in and prizes along the way. Last summer was a huge hit for us. For example, we had the ISU Bug Zoo come, and they are here for an hour, and we had 187 people come through the library in that 1 hour. Needless to say, it was packed.
Yeah, it was.
Very packed. The kids could hold live bugs, and the students that presented it did a fabulous job, talking about bugs. Not something that I would wanna do, or hold them, but our Springville room really isn't much bigger than this, and we had tables all lined up, and the students were behind the table presenting the bugs, and the children and the adults went through. That was really fun. We had a magician come, and we also did a spa day, and that was another packed event where the kids were making lip gloss and facial, all kinds of facial things, and
How was the cleanup afterwards?
What's that?
How was the cleanup afterwards?
you know, that's, it was, the girls did a really good job. I had an appointment in the morning, and when I came back, I had to jump right in because we had a line that went from basically the bathroom door all the way up to our east steps.
Oh.
Young girls wanting to get in, and they had 4 different tables set up. And then over those tables, they had put newspaper with plastic down. So really, it was minimal. The library smelled really, really good. We partnered with Moffett Animal Shelter. Once we had cats, last year we had dogs.
I started a seed program this year, and so folks come in and check out seeds. I started with about 550 last year in January. I just did inventory last week, and I had about 200 left. So 350 seeds went out the door. One, revamping that and getting ready to roll that back out again. And of course, come on in, this is Austina from Livermore. This piece of that, regain my train of thought here. What was I thinking?
About
Seed program.
The seed program.
Yeah, so I'll revamp that back out and get that rolling. I did a garlic workshop, how to plant garlic in the fall. And then I did a seed starting workshop in the spring, and I'll probably follow through with that again this year. Technology is a huge thing. That was where I was going. We do a lot of helping people with their phones. It could be something as simple as, speaking of
that.
it could be something as simple as, what if Dean put his phone on airplane mode and he didn't know how to get it off? You'd be surprised at how many times our elderly folks
Yeah.
come in
Oh, yeah.
and they're just lost. We do a lot of troubleshooting even on our Spanish speaking community. Thank goodness for Google Translate. And even though sometimes Google Translate, like last week, I said, is your phone on Wi-Fi? Through Google Translate, I got a head nod. Well, 25 minutes later, once they handed me their phone, they were not on Wi-Fi, and that was our glitch. So we help people a lot with their Kindles, teaching them how to download the Bridges app and how to download Libby so they can read books free. And this year Humboldt added Hoopla, which is another streaming service, so that if you live within the county, you have to be a Humboldt County resident and have a Humboldt library card. They can check out ebooks and check out audiobooks through Hoopla. They can also stream movies and TV shows and download music. And that has been a huge hit. And we rolled that out in the middle of June.
Sounds like you're busy.
We are very busy.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely busy. We're all super passionate about our jobs and we love what we do. And it shows through with all of our staff. Austina, anything to add?
I don't know, I did the house plan swap and shared. Kind of touched on the technology part that I've been doing, so.
How often do you guys have people in for like Renwick and other towns that don't have computers at home that use your computers? Do they?
Usually only have like 3 or 4 people that suddenly come in and use a computer, but I've been trying to build that back up.
We've been having a lot more of the kids coming in, using the computers. I do have adults coming in, technology, help me with this, help me with that. A lot more of the troubleshooting with the adults, but I do have the people that need to come in, print stuff off, odds and ends like that.
And I do hear from a lot where the libraries are a good gathering place in these smaller communities,
Yeah.
just to share information in your town and.
It is, and sometimes for those older folks, even here in Humboldt, often we might be the only people they see during the day. And I have one couple that have learned now, if they're going to be gone, because they come every single day to read the newspapers, that they need to tell me when they're gone. Because otherwise I start to panic.
Start to wonder what.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to call the PD and do a welfare check for them, just because
Yeah.
of their age. And so, they'll come and sit and read the newspaper. We have coffee. I know Lorna does tea on Tuesdays.
Tea on
Tuesdays.
Or Thursdays, sorry. I'm kind of not in it tonight. I've been kind of down now for a couple weeks.
The bug,
Yes.
the nasty one.
But yeah, like Jeannie says, our libraries, we are the hub of the community. We do not have a cafe in Gilmore City anymore. And so this is where people come to hang out and
You know, we started working with the fire department also. They're gonna start doing a supper once a month. The fire department is, just to kind of make sure that people have that option if they want to get out of the house and socialize somewhere else besides the library. But, libraries are a good place.
You have a lot of kids that come to this.
Hmm?
You have a lot of kids that come to.
Yes, we do. We've got great daycare in Gilmore. And at Christmas time, we gave eggs out to the whole school, which was 95 kids. So, you know, that's a lot for little Gilmore City.
Yeah, it is.
We want to keep our school and our daycare.
And you found my debit card.
I found his card.
That was not good, John.
So is the request the same or?
The request is the same,
Okay.
you know. Yeah, good question.
And how much is that again?
Yeah,
Well, last year we asked for 5%. And you were very generous, so.
This year might be a difference.
Yeah.
I hate to be the.
I know, yeah, Sandy, I understand.
with the
I'm
budget
hearing
and
that from
everything
Cole and Amy, it's the same thing. And when I've already built my budget and turned it into the city, I actually didn't add anything else to it. I just revamped it and moved numbers around to, you know, to fit where I need more money
Mhm.
and to take away from places where maybe I'm not spending it
Yeah,
as much. But again, as I said, there's thing, you know, there's a cost of living increase for staff. There's the technology piece of it that keeps continually going up. There's computers I need to replace and just the utility factor.
Great. So this is funding usually from our community betterment.
Yes.
yeah,
And those revenues have also gone down.
no, right.
Yeah.
The bad part is, I don't know if anybody watched Channel 8 yesterday morning, close up. Pretty sad. They had all the legislators and the majority leaders and the minority leaders. And the big thing down at Des Moines is, they're gonna revamp, property tax again on us.
Mhm.
We're just now getting over House File 718, and it's not been good for the counties. And as you can see from our treasurer's budget, we pretty much, everything in and out is pretty much very close. We don't have a,
Giant surplus like the
thank you,
state does.
my brain just went blank on what I wanted to say there. So, the state right now, they ticked off all these different things that they had surpluses in. It's between $6 and $7 billion in a surplus. So the counties are gonna take it in the shorts again. And so we all need to be activists and keep after our legislators and not let hit the local thing. They seem to think that local government doesn't take into account proper, ways to spend their money. Well, I think we do very good. And, we've been very,
frugal.
thank you. Thank you for helping me with the words today, you guys, because the brain is.
Monday.
Well,
But I mean, it just gets irritating that the state thinks they know everything, how the local government should be run, and they don't know. Just because something works in Des Moines does not mean it's gonna work in rural Iowa. And for the most part, they messed up Iowa workforce, they messed up, mental health. And with this new program that's gonna be coming on with mental health, we're gonna have a huge problem coming up. They got this great goal, but they don't have a plan. And giving it to one, group to take care of the entire state when they're only in the, urban areas, it's gonna hurt us in rural Iowa. The jails are gonna be, it's gonna go right back to what it was about 5-10 years ago. So we all need to be activists. We all need to get a hold of our legislators, and we need to be all working together on that. Okay, so I'm off my soapbox.
so in other words, we're gonna do our best to
Yes.
Yeah.
squeeze whatever we can
know how
squeeze.
important
Thank
libraries
you.
are.
Yes,
We
we really do. I hate to see anything happen.
I do too. I appreciate that because I know when you get down into those bigger cities, the library entity is an entirely
Yeah.
different look and feel and place than what we are up here in our county, our smaller county libraries.
Mhm.
I know they do gather a lot in Des Moines, but they also have a homeless population
Right.
that folks are going to. We don't see that too often, every once in a while, we'll get somebody hanging out. And we do our best to try to point them in the right direction of where they need to go, especially when it's 2 degrees
yeah.
outside.
Right.
And we do a lot of, like you said, servicing people who
Right.
do have mental health issues. Where can they go to get help? What's the phone number to the food pantry? When does the food truck come through town? Just,
An informational hub.
yes, yeah, very much so, yeah. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I
guys.
like to
Thank
see
you.
you all show up.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very nice.
all righty. Well, thank you for your time this
Thank
morning.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We do committee reports next to get that done. Oh, Bruce?
I did, Wednesday morning, I was at home and I got a message from, Julie Edwards, wondering if I could log on to the Iowa Community Action Legislative Meeting. And we've talked a lot about what Sandy just talked about. They were listening to, hear our responses to a lot of different things. We talked about windmills, we talked about the pipeline, we talked about taxes, we talked about everything. And wondering how and what our responses would be, and I think they got the gist of the eminent domain was brought up and how they feel, not sure what is gonna happen, but yet they got a pretty good idea. And some of the other counties that have the windmills, they weren't very happy about when they repower these things and they don't get any more money out of them and they end up causing as much damage as they do, excuse me, to the roads and to the drainage systems, and they're scared to death of these pipelines if they go in and go through some of our drainage and not get it found out for several years. How will we be reimbursed for that? And we can't afford to have that put in our lap again. So it was about an hour and 20 minutes of visiting and back and forth. So that was what I did.
Again, sorry.
The Iowa Community Action Legislative Meeting. That was all I had.
I had no extra
I,
meetings.
for one, would appreciate if you guys keep those windmills out of Humboldt County.
I don't know.
Not our choice.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's a
if we have
landowner
the
issue.
ability to keep anything, Dean, that's,
I know it.
One of the state things they're gonna work on too is statewide legislation for setbacks and things like that. So again, they're taking local control away. I know.
I didn't say a word. I just looked at you.
What have you been up to?
I had the Moffett, Animal Shelter meeting at 6:30 on Wednesday. Everything looks really good there. We have $41,169 in their checking account. They got 126,000 in the reserve, which is awesome. They're getting a lot of donations. Everything looks really good, and they're having a fundraiser February 2nd at the VFW at 11 o'clock, is that correct? Well, that was my only one I had for last week.
Went to the Moffett meeting with Bob. Went out and watched them dig up the drainage district 80. That was from 8 to noon on Thursday. Run out to drainage district 84, took a bunch more pictures. He's here today to visit with that, about that.
Okay. And I did speak with the DNR.
You did?
Yeah, I got a phone call in to confirm what you told me.
Okay. Went down, took my tests on Monday for weed commissioner. I got them passed. So I'm good to go. Yeah. That's about it.
What did they find out on the leak? Is it?
It was dead center in the middle of where they put the pipe in. They patched it with a 36-inch band. You ever watch them do it? I've never seen it done. They put a band around and then the bolts are every inch or so. And they bind it together and it fixes the leak.
Okay, so it'll be a claim against the contractor. Don't know for sure yet.
Don't know for sure yet.
You said they said it was because it was frozen, that
They
it
tried,
froze?
they said it was frozen. If it's in the actual excavation, it's more than likely going to be their problem.
Yeah.
So,
The contractor's problem, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, Thursday I had, the economic development meeting at Bank, Iowa at 8 in the morning. Okay, and that's all I had. Alright. I think we're ready to go into our closed sessions if there's nothing else.
you'll let Adam in first or not?
Oh,
Oh. All right, Adam, probably should have got you at the very
At the
beginning.
public's, yes.
Morning. So you're Adam.
Yep.
I haven't met you before. So I'm Rick.
Adam.
John, you know everybody else.
Send you on, I know, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you had visited with us about some work on the outlet on 84.
Yes.
And Mike and I have been out and looked at it. That'd be good for you to come up just for an introduction.
Yes.
And they're looking to do work for drainage districts in the
Yes.
county. So.
Yep.
You have proper equipment?
Yep. I purchased John Deere 690E or 690 DLC. And it's got a ditching bucket and a tooth bucket and I'm looking to do a little odd job stuff and make some extra money. And that down there has been a problem for quite a few years, and I think the conditions are right now here, since it's been dry, to go dig it out.
So do you have experience in doing this type of work?
Yes,
Okay.
You feel comfortable doing it?
yeah, otherwise I wouldn't.
Right.
Do you have the proper insurance and everything for that?
Yep.
Have you turned that into?
And I believe my insurance agent was supposed to send that paperwork or proof to you, and
I'll have to check on that.
I'll double check with him when I leave here again.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, yeah.
DNR's been notified.
Yep, I down there talked to him and he said as long as we don't bulldoze on their side. I was gonna take dozer, there's willows are so thick, just kind of bust them off a little bit so I can get through. But I've been down there for my whole life and I know, where I can go and where I
That's the
can't.
biggest question, cause
The brand
yeah, you gotta
new-
know where you can go, otherwise you're gonna lose your dozer.
Yeah, and last spring we tried going the way Alan Branway wanted to go, cause he was gonna do it on his own. And I'm like, you can't go there, just springs everywhere. 'Cause we used to farm that whole river bottom down in there till 93, so. Very familiar with that, and we were the ones that sold him that ground originally.
Okay.
You got an estimate or?
We're just roughly thinking like 7,500 maybe at the most. I don't foresee it taking very long. I mean, once I get down in there, it's gonna take longer probably to wiggle through the trees.
Yeah, kind of what it looked like to me, getting in there is the biggest issue.
I think we're just gonna take my skid loader and grapple forks and just move some of them logs out of the way and we can get through.
Alright.
Well, the only other thing I would throw in there is pictures work good for us because when we see what it looked like to start with, when we see what it looked like while you're doing it, and when we see what it looked like after it's done, we can at least verify it. And when sometimes we don't get a claim put in right away, then we're trying to remember back that, did Bob go look at that, or was it Bruce, or who was it that looked at it? And in pictures, you can justify saying this was what caused the
Oh, yeah.
not the flow or whatever, so.
Yeah,
The more
it's-
pictures you take, the better, it's like little kids, we
Yep.
take a lot of pictures, so.
Yep, no, we'll take plenty of them, cause like I said, from the river level of the water to, I would say at least 4 feet, don't you think, maybe
Yeah,
more?
it's probably
I mean,
at least
there's a lot of silt in there.
Before you do this, you need to call one call. I know,
Yep, I did.
I can't imagine there's anything out there, but you still gotta do it.
Yep, no,
And then the DNR does want us to notify them
yes,
before we
yes,
do it.
yes.
And also, it'd be best to probably notify,
Well, I'll be talking to you guys.
yeah, before you do it. Okay, all right,
Not a
You got a
problem.
start date in mind, or is it whenever?
Whenever it warms up a little. I don't imagine there's probably a foot of frost now down in there, maybe more, I don't know.
Yeah.
But as soon as it warms up,
okay,
good.
all righty.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, John?
Yeah.
We're ready to go into our closed session. We have two separate issues that are two separate closed sessions, is that correct?
No,
You're gonna-
so. No, I asked for the closed session on something, there's two things that cover the closed session that I asked for, and I need Chris for that. Rest, we can just talk about now, we don't need to do a closed session. But no, it's just one, I asked for one closed session, we gotta talk about, something that could get us into litigation and has to
Okay.
deal with,
You need to talk to us.
um,
You need to talk to us.
like secret records.
I think so, yeah.
Budgeting stuff.
All right, fine. I just didn't know. You got more people here than usual, so.
So what you're telling me, John, is you don't think we have to go into this
No.
closed session on this payroll? is it?
No. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get all the department heads, get Linda down here and Jana.
Or do you,
So we're doing the closed session first, or you're gonna?
Well,
Let's do that second. Let's take care of everything that's not a closed session.
All right.
oh,
Okay. All right,
Jane,
Jana and Linda.
Lubenthal?
Yes, Adam.
Adam Lubenthal. I've never met him.
And nice guy.
Yes, he-
Get a family, get five, six.
Venn diagram.
In the
middle. They all.
God bless him. Looks sane.
Good times at our church is just chaos all the time. They're pretty good kids.
Send everybody pictures. Gigabytes you ordered.
Wow.
So I thought, well. Yeah, they were good. I had them. Handful of diabetes.
What's that? We're gonna try to get through as much as we can.
Because
I gotta be out here by noon.
No. Yeah.
Oh, maybe today was purple day.
Right.
Dollars for certain days.
This is the stream, okay, it starts up here, this is the back of the water.
Yeah, where's Ben?
Then this is the stream that comes out of the house. And that keeps coming.
I thought he was Okay. You wanna start by reading this letter?
Okay, our outside auditors, TP Anderson, have just completed our 24 fiscal year audit. And one thing that they found basically deficient was in regards to payroll. They typed up a letter, and this is going to be basically a ding in our audit. It just says, In regards to payroll, the criteria, an effective internal control system provides for internal controls related to ensuring employee time is complete and accurate for proper accounting and for the use of public funds. Wages and benefits paid should be subject to the same approval processes as invoices and other payments made by the county. Condition, although some timesheets were prepared for the hourly employees, there were some timesheets that were missing and no timesheets were available for salary employees. We were unable to recalculate accrued vacation and sick leave for individuals tested. Cause regular month-end practices do not include a formal review process of timesheets and payroll calculations prior to payroll processing. Effect, failure to review timesheets and payroll calculations could result in inaccurate allocation of wages and benefits, employees being paid too much or too little, and even create an opportunity for misappropriation. Recommendation, all employees should be required to submit a timesheet to their department head. Employee time records should be reviewed and approved by their supervisor prior to processing payroll, with the supervisory approval being documented by a signature or other auditable proof. Payroll calculations should be reviewed by an independent reviewer prior to processing. Response, we will implement a review control each month where a sample of paychecks are recalculated to ensure accuracy. We will also require signatures on timesheets or maintain other documentation for each pay cycle to evidence time card approvals.
John,
Yes,
is it okay to talk about this in open session?
yes,
Okay, just making it clear.
yes, it is fine.
Okay. From what this is what I've discovered talking with Mike Galloway. Like, I'm gonna use your office, for example, Linda. And you tell me your employees are all salary. Correctly, there's wages are based off your salary, percentage of your salary, correct?
Oh,
How are they paid?
it's set by the conference board.
Okay. But set by them.
Yeah.
But they still have to provide this information.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just using you as an example.
Yeah.
And also, Mike Galloway said we should have one salaried deputy per department. The other ones are based off salary wages. So their time for the county divided into the hours worked for the county. And that is their hourly pay, which they are paid for the hours they work. This is what I'm getting from Mike Galloway.
Okay, come again.
I'm lost.
Can I try to simplify that?
Yeah, simplify that.
All right, so basically, our outside auditor, our inside auditor, our human resource guy, what we need to start doing is we need to start providing every pay period to our county auditor's office who does our payroll. We need to provide timesheets from our employees. So how it will work in my office is Delana would do a timesheet, 7.5 hours, Monday through Friday. If she took vacation or sick time, whatever day she took vacation or sick time, how much sick time or vacation time she took. That gets sent to me, I sign off on it, I send it to, I'm assuming Sean, right? That way,
And we have to have a paper copy. Because the employee also has to sign the time card.
yeah, I think,
My guys do theirs on a Google spreadsheet. It's not paper.
if we do it and they can, I would say electronic signatures at this point are fine. That's up to you guys. I can electronically sign anything I file with the court, including affidavits now, so. As long as it's a document that can be signed, whether it's electronically or in pen and scanned in, but that would need to go to Shauna so they can process payroll. The reason for that is our county auditor then knows how much to pay people. I realize that, like, not something I've done in my office. I know when delay is there, so I've never been concerned about it. But I understand we probably definitely need a paper trail as far as how much our employees are working each week and how much they've worked over a 2-week pay period. I think most offices keep track of this inside their office. What I understand, Mr. Galloway, the outside auditor, the board, and the county auditor is, can you please get us a timesheet every 2 weeks that somebody signed off on? So when we pay somebody, we know what we pay them for.
Yes.
It's not an accusation that people are
No, it's not an accuse.
lying about who worked when or
They
what.
brought that to our attention. We cannot provide that.
It's just so we know when people took sick and vacation time.
We are doing it now. I mean, I've been doing it.
There are some departments that,
Okay, I will volunteer myself. I'm not.
I brought everybody in, so you're not pick on
I'm not
anybody in
doing this.
particular.
It never crossed my mind, so I am going to start doing it.
I don't keep track of my guys either.
We do.
So
Anything that we have to change?
it may be
The
that
hou-
we're having this.
the
meeting just
hourly,
because
the hourly employees, jailers, dispatchers, secondary roads, those are already being submitted time cards, so those are fine.
Okay, good.
It's the one, it's confusing because there's, in our system, it says salary on some of them, and they are not really
They're not
salary,
really
true salary.
it says salary, but it's based on, their pay is based on the elected official salary.
Cause a
But
true,
they're not
yeah,
true
a
salary
true
people.
salary person is
And I
not
think that's
going
where the
to,
misinterpretation.
they're
it's
not
good.
gonna get overtime, they're
Yeah.
not gonna get comp time if they're here extra hours.
If you call them salary, they're no more comp time, no overtime. Right now, it's a little, they're kind of, they want this title, but we want the other benefits from the other side.
I doubt any deputy would be okay with not getting overtime. Comp time, like, But yeah, I'll take the hit for this. I wasn't doing it in my office. I'm going to start doing it. I would much rather it be simpler for everybody to figure out how to. And not get to the point where somebody tells you we're just not gonna pay you later because you haven't turned anything in for a year. Should take me not much time, should be pretty easy, and then we'll have just a running tally of our sick and vacation time.
So this is something that Shauna could look at in December and know what, I'm just gonna use Delena's.
Yeah, that's fine.
They would, she'd be able to say on January 15th or whatever the week is, she worked the entire week or she took the week off.
Yeah.
And then that would satisfy, Anderson Company when they
Yes.
do our audits, that everything is kosher, right?
Because I don't know, because Ben, they call your office and they want proof.
They do call Kim and they'll say, give me timesheets for the month of March and July and October for all of your guys. And basically, because they just switched over to these Google Sheets, she's got digital copies, she just emails over to the group. And then she scans ours, cause that's still old school, I still do mine on paper.
And what Sean has learned from me is no matter how many times I try to get her vacation and sick time, I just send her blank document after blank document. It's not my intention, but somehow I just keep sending her blank documents, so I can understand why. Delana, there's no problem with Delana, just so everybody understands, the problem is with me. When the auditor, county auditor, outside auditor are trying to figure out Delana's vacation and sick time, and I've sent the same blank document 4 times in a row, that's not healthy.
Shauna, do you have a form or something that you would like to see used?
So I have a couple examples just of what is already being used, and I can email these out to everybody. Like for instance, this is what the recorder's office, this is what we use in the auditor's office. Maybe you guys use this too, I don't know. But it's just a monthly, it shows what times you were here, if you took any time off, and then on the right side here, it shows any vacation, comp, sick used. Another example, this is what like Lindsay in the driver's license uses because she is hourly, she, hasn't been moved to the salary that really doesn't exist. This is what she uses, so she turns this in every 2 weeks. But again, like nothing is spelled out on the bottom, so I have no idea if she used any vacation or sick or anything. This is maybe something that I would propose. This originally came from Wright County. I just have assessor, for example. This would be in a spreadsheet, and at the bottom, each tab would be each payroll day. So you would click on that tab for your department. You would just go in, and then the employee, you would enter the total amount of hours that they worked, if they worked any overtime. And then over here, if they used any sick, vacation comp, and then any comp time earned. And then this would come to me, and that way you guys would have record on it on one spreadsheet, and I would have record. So that's another way we can do it. I don't know what anybody's using already, so.
But wouldn't it be better to have one uniform
It would,
form? I think we need to come to one
Yes.
decision on one.
and see,
form
that's
and
why
use
I
that.
brought several, because there
They'll
are
never
several
have the
being
same
used.
as what,
No, not the jailers and the
Jailers,
dispatchers.
right.
they're their own.
Yeah, and really theirs are very straightforward, they're very easy to read, yeah, I mean, there's, I could take their information and put it in here myself, theirs has all the information that I need.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what everybody else is
So
using.
you don't think I have to change them?
Not
Oh,
today.
you're perfect.
No, Dean, we haven't been able to change you for a long time.
Yeah.
Don't go changing. That's right.
Yeah, no changes.
Yeah, ours,
Do you have a personal preference on which one is used, Shauna? You're the one that's gonna be doing it.
Really,
Yeah, that'd be
this one, a monthly, I mean, it's a monthly one, but I still want it every pay period. Another thing, I don't know if everybody knows this, but the difference between a hourly and a salary person right now is they have different pay periods. So an hourly person, like we get paid this Thursday, their pay period ended this past Friday. So I got their time cards today.
I had the same look on my face too. I didn't know.
It's
I don't know why,
been that one
And the
first.
question I asked, why is it this way? Nobody knows.
it's just been that way.
Done that way for,
Yes, so a salary person, all elected officials, anybody's salary goes up until Thursday. So this Thursday on payday is their last payday of the cycle.
Which the deputies,
Yes,
the office.
yeah, not,
so the only
sure.
problem with that is I start doing my payroll process today, and it has to be done by tomorrow so it can be uploaded to the bank in time. So if there is something that happens to a salary person between now and Thursday, I've already done my payroll, so I have to make it up on the next payroll. So say for instance, somebody does not have any leave time available. They are not here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, I have to guess if I'm gonna pay them for it or not. And if they aren't here and I paid them for it, then I have to take it away on the next payroll. It's just a lot of second guessing. So we thought the easiest way would be to make it all the same pay cycle hourly. So the pay cycle would actually end the Friday before the payday. So last Friday, it doesn't affect anybody's wages. I've figured it out to where, it's not going to, you're not gonna be reduced on one check. Everybody's gonna be the same. It's just gonna change the pay dates. So the cycle would end the Friday before payroll, and I would want the time cards Monday, that Monday of payroll week.
So basically, right now, people are getting paid on the hope that they'll be here.
Exactly.
And if somebody would get terminated,
Right.
They still get.
yeah,
Right.
Yep.
we've had that, that's when I first noticed it. And I thought, this is stupid.
Well, not only that, but if Sean happens to take a week or two off, and then the other person that fills in to do her job
Try to figure that
has to
out.
know what pattern, what program she's followed. We just gotta put it all in the same,
Yes.
That's my opinion.
Simplify.
Yep.
And definitely a consistent process, because, yeah, if Shauna's gone, she loses a day of her vacation because she's on the phone or texting back and forth explaining to somebody how to do
There
this
you go.
payroll.
Yeah, basically I have notes. It's like, okay, on next payroll, I have to do this and this and this and this and this. And yeah, it'd just be a lot easier if they were on the same pay cycle and it was prior to the actual payday.
Mhm.
so do we wanna let them look at that? and decide who or how you wanna do it, or you're just gonna pick one and say, this is what we're using?
Yeah, cause she's doing the
That's
work.
the one, that's the way I look at it, but
She
You're
can
the one
send
that's
the
gotta-
program out to each department, they can.
And if it involves saving an Excel document, I'm gonna need some of your time.
It does have Excel and there's formulas in it, so if you mess up a formula.
The document's on my computer, it has it, and every time I send it to Sean, it would end. I don't know, they didn't teach us Excel in law school. We were right at the end of the book, we were right between the books and the internet search.
Okay, is any questions about this change that we're gonna do?
And this is something, man, I mean, we've gotta do it.
Well,
We legally
The,
have
the
to do
time
it.
sheet part,
Yeah.
yes, that has to
We
be, 'cause
have
we
to
have
do
to
it.
have that in our records.
Yeah,
And when they call, we have to provide it.
that's right.
Ben, you're scowling.
I don't understand the two payroll difference thing, but I only heard it ever mentioned once by Sue, and I never understood it back then either.
I don't know
I've only
why.
been paid for days that I've worked, my guys have only been paid for days that they work, not really I don't understand the two.
It's
payroll.
just a cutoff and it's just kind of always been that way and don't really know why.
Can we change that? I mean, can we?
Yes, yeah, there's no, we are changing it is what we're having this meeting about. We are changing it.
That's what I mean, we do, just
You're
because it's
changing it,
been
but
that
it's not
way.
actually changing.
We're not changing anything, we're just changing the day you turn in your time.
The day.
You're just.
Right,
Yeah, and that's what Shauna was saying, everybody's wages will work out just fine and all
Right.
that fun stuff.
It's just that you're gonna have to report their hours
differently,
differently.
right. Yeah,
Raise
it's
your
just,
eyebrow again.
You report it differently.
Go to-
Everybody turn it in when
the
they.
time,
Yes.
Yeah. The thing about you guys is Kim does your payroll and then it pushes over to me. So your guys are still going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
They're still gonna get their timesheets to her, however they do that. She's taking that information, putting it into solutions, and then it pushes your information over to me, and then I take it from there and go on. So your process really isn't going to change. Your guys were already being paid on that pay cycle. The payday's not changing, so really nothing for
So
you
nothing's
is changing.
Okay.
But your,
Don't worry, Ben, you're still special.
yours, Kids and Dave's pay cycle dates are changing. They're going to what your hourly guys, your road guys are. So you're still getting paid on the same day, you're still getting paid the same amount of money. Yeah,
And you're looking at me like, what?
And my process is all right.
We're gonna stab you for 3 days. I don't know why, I just want to.
Okay, so I'm good too.
Mhm.
Okay, good.
So is this all clear as mud to everybody? Is it?
Do we just want to send out?
We may get the audit.
Clarifying.
Standard.
well, I'll send you guys all this thing, and yeah, I'll maybe write up a letter with notes of, okay, cutoff day is this day, pay sheets on this day, yeah.
Oh.
And I can even send a calendar that Trish had made that shows payroll days and whatnot. And I can send that out in an email today, and then maybe we make it effective, like starting February 1st. Cause there'll be another payroll still in January, there'll be this week and then the 31st, I think it's a 3-month one. Yeah. So maybe we just start February 1st.
Paydays in January.
but that's good, you could send a calendar out that shows, okay, you have to, that would, I think that'd help everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, good
and if
deal.
anybody's unclear, please get a hold of Sean and
Yeah.
try to straighten it out. Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah, don't
we
let
have
it
to-
drag,
don't wanna start working on it on February 1st after we've had 2 weeks of trying to straighten it out,
right.
hopefully.
Right.
Thank you all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you. Come in this way.
No, it's just Chris.
Okay, now let's get into the budgets.
Hey, well, they are.
I'm out of here.
It's Chris's problem, so that's why. It's not Chris's problem.
Yep. I'll let you know where I land.
It's my neighbor, so he'll land right down the street.
Okay, now,
Headed closed.
Oh, okay,
yes,
Okay.
let me get a.
she has to have a reporter.
I don't.
No, I won't take it. Budget stuff.
Yeah, we'll go.
Matt? What do you think about the Buccaneers losing last night? Is that gonna affect the Lions next week?
Boy, talk about a class.
I just really couldn't believe it.
All I gotta say is hopefully they,
April, is that your paper in the corner there?
Extra pair.
You're gonna say Heather, but I didn't wanna make you mad this early in the week.
I have Matt around to fix it back.
you gotta take care of business at home.
I know, well, that makes me nervous, cause that kid, that Daniel, man, he is something.
He went on the road.
Yeah. What a game.
Okay. I make a
But
motion,
just,
I'll go in the closed
Note
session.
up on the door. I can run it through there.
Yeah, Bruce,
Follow that.
I'm gonna be lucky if I get to get my before February, the way my phone looks.
all right.
I made a motion. Go
Sandy made a
closed
motion
session.
first, we have a second. This requires a roll call vote. Bruce,
Aye.
Sandy,
Aye.
Bob,
Alright,
Mike, and I am also an aye. We're gonna go into closed session according to section 21.5.
You wanna
One.
say who else is here? Also?
We have
Trish Erickson, auditor.
Chris Madison, IT director.
John Beatty, county attorney.
and the board of supervisors are all here. Okay, John,
Good.
gotta shut
Oh, we gotta shut
that off up there.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, glad you noticed that.
Yeah.
Is there a pause to these things? I can't even remember anymore. It's been a while.
Don't you just hit?
Down the left or the right corner down there.